Welcome back to another episode of the Power of Music podcast. I'm Ricardo.
I'm Courtney. Thank you for tuning in. Today we will be discussing a very classic song, Everybody's Free to Wear Sunscreen. So,
What?
Ricardo's going to break this down for us. All right, let's get started.
Okay, this is a 1998 classic Courtney Carr.
I can't believe I've never heard it until this morning, but that
1998 classic. Everyone's free to wear sunscreen by Boz Luhrmann. So, the Wear Sunscreen song, as it's referred to, was originally an essay by Mary Schmidt and published in 1997 in the Chicago Times.
and the shock. Yeah, that's pretty
I didn't
cool.
know that. It gives live advice and quickly went viral. In 1997, Courtney, do you know how hard it was to go viral in 97?
There wasn't an internet to go viral on yet, you guys.
There wasn't really much there. It was email chains where people would forward it to everyone on their email list.
AOL Messenger. Yeah,
So
that was
then
it.
it was turned into a spoken word song by Boss Luhrmann. The song was released in 1998 and released, oh, it was a part of his album, Something for Everybody, and then was released as a single in 1999. It was featured in What I Call Music 2 in 1999, and in August 2008, the song entered the UK singles chart again, reaching number
Wow.
72.
Wow. Multiple rounds, multiple countries.
Multiple rounds. That is correct.
That's
So
amazing.
let's
Well,
go ahead and go ahead.
you tell me more. Okay, so pause. So what does this mean to you? Why is this so important to you?
So I heard this song way back in the day, and I was like, "What?" Like it was talking about motivational advice, inspirational things to think about, things to not take for granted. And every once in a while, I'll dig it up and be like, "Okay, let's listen to some life advice."
Yeah, I love it. Well,
So
um, it's special and I can see exactly why you love it. Will you tell me a story about pre today Ricardo and what this song, maybe a moment?
it was just always on back in the day. It actually got airplay. So even if you think about it now, does anything that fulfill your mind, your spirit, and your soul come on the radio?
No. No.
Like, here and there maybe, but not like this. I like it got airplay. It was all over the place, and the video was getting played in heavy rotation on MTV. So it was very significant because this was 1998.
Yeah,
Self-help was still like a taboo thing. Thinking positively was still
right.
like this taboo, like, ooh, like, they think
Even
positive.
up to 10 years later, like, people at the bookstore will hide when they go into the self-help section,
They're
so
like,
yeah,
eh,
this being late 90s, like, this is I was in MMMBop days at this time, like, I was Teeny Bopper, Hanson, Little Fanson, so this is
so is that our
I'm
song for
appreciating
next
it.
week?
Oh, it is, yeah, let's
Okay.
make it, I think that's a yes,
That's
so,
gonna be so
but
interesting because
I
I
love
don't know the lyrics to that song. Okay,
they're
Courtney,
half
let's
gibberish.
break down the
Okay,
lyrics to this. You got them up. I got them up.
I do,
Take the
yes.
first couple of lines.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen of class 97, wear sunscreen. If I could
All right.
offer you only one tip for the future, sunscreen would be it. The long-term benefits of sunscreen have proved by scientists, whereas the rest of my advice has no basis more reliable than my own meandering experience. I will dispense this advice now.
Okay, so here's the thing. This
I
is
had to take the whole one about
1997.
sunscreen because anti-aging.
This whole thing here, like we know that sunscreen works. We know that it protects you, right? So it's scientifically proven. However, by this point in 2020, the majority of this advice has some scientific merits to it now.
Mhm.
So it only took 23 years to catch up to this song.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So while he says there is no scientific evidence to support what he talks about here, at this point where we sit now, that's not necessarily the case anymore. Here we
Right.
go. Ready?
Yes.
Enjoy the power of your beauty, of your youth. Oh, never mind. You will not understand the power of your beauty or your youth until they've faded. But trust me, in 20 years, you'll look back at photos of yourself and recall in a way that you can't grasp now how much possibility lay before you and how fabulous you really looked. You're not as fat as you imagine.
Wow. Yeah.
Woo!
That one is a big one, and I mean, it appeals to men just as much as women, but you guys, like, you just in hindsight, it all makes sense, right? At the time, though, are you really judging it accurately? No.
And just 20 years, Courtney. 20 years is not that long. That's
No.
2001.
Yeah.
Like,
Gosh.
man, I look good in 2001. Like, I was looking at myself back in 2001 and I'm like, man, I'm looking pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm looking pretty good in 2001. And I didn't appreciate that then.
Mhm. Nope, you were
Uh,
probably saying the exact opposite in
yep.
2001.
And the potential. Think back
Mhm.
20 years.
Yeah.
How much possibility lay before you?
If only we knew.
Ooh,
Man.
I'm telling
Not
you,
saying we'd go back and do it again, but if we could, there would be a lot of advice we'd give ourselves, right? And I think
for
that
sure.
verse just holds all that
All right,
right
take the
there.
second one.
Okay. Don't worry about the future or worry, but know that worrying is as effective as trying to solve an algebra equation by chewing bubble gum. The real troubles in your life are apt to be things that have never crossed your mind. The kind that blindsides you at 4 p.m. on some idle Tuesday. Do one thing every day that scares you.
What?
Ooh, so that one kind of gave me chills reading it. Yeah. So you guys, it's Bobby McFerrin, right? Don't worry, be happy. If you worry, you double your troubles. Okay. And so we've heard it our whole life. Worrying does not solve the problem. It actually manifests the opposite, which you don't want. That's why you need to put your energy into resolve, problem solving, solutions, resources, and things like that, because you're actually channeling your energy into something. But ain't that the truth? It's not gonna be the ones you expect that are gonna be the biggest
You're
rocks
not
thrown
gonna
at you.
expect that car that blindsides you at 4 p.m. on some idle Tuesday.
Nope. Nope. And I love how he adds in and do everything one thing every day that scares you. Like maybe we should do an episode on that. Let's pause. We'll do a main topic episode on that one.
That's a good one. That's a good one. It
Yeah.
continues to saying, don't be reckless with other people's hearts. Don't put up with people who are reckless with yours.
Whew. Yeah. Don't put up with
Wow.
it. But don't be that person either.
Don't be that person. And
Mm-mm.
then some of the most sound advice here, one line, one word,
Floss.
floss.
Yes. Yes, which if you didn't know, floss and build up of plaque does have to do with your heart health too. So get on that flossing.
Oh yeah, Alexandria. Smiles by Morel would be happy for this plug. She's like,
Yes.
yes, floss. We need people to floss.
Yes, you guys, come on.
Make
Um,
sure, make sure you go see Alexandra here in Plano. Smiles by Morel, proud Baskets for Good sponsor.
yes, yes, she's amazing.
She is.
Okay, so next verse is don't waste your time on jealousy. Sometimes you're ahead, sometimes you're behind. The race is long, and in the end, it's only with yourself. Remember compliments you receive, forget the insults. If you succeed in doing this, tell me how. Keep your old love letters, throw away your old bank statements.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's,
there's so much nuggets.
yeah. Uh, The race is long, and in the end, it's only with yourself. You're not racing with that person that you're looking on Facebook right now.
Right.
You're not racing with that TikToker.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
You're literally only racing with the opinion you have of yourself. And
Correct.
just you can flip that into a healthier manner of how can I get better every day, every day, every day.
And here's some truth bombs right here. Remember the compliments you receive, forget the insults. If you succeed in doing this, let me know.
Yeah.
It's
That
it's
is
hard.
welcome to adulting is we're all still figuring it out. We
We
all still
really
need the
are.
advice we're dishing out, you know. But yeah, that nailed it if you tell me how to do it if you figure it out, you know, because we're none of us have a manual here, you guys. We'd want
I'll
one.
um I'll add another one here that it says keep your old love letters, but I'll add another piece of advice to it. Hide them. Don't let your current significant other find them. Just
Oh,
saying,
I
just
have a
saying, like,
question for
hey,
later because I feel like it
like,
has a good story behind
just
it.
saying, like, it's not in. Just so you know, people don't keep the love letters because they mean something. It's just a memory. It's just a
Mhm.
memento there,
Yeah.
right? It's not a romantic thing. It's like from that time in the past that whatever.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
It's okay to feel special, you guys. It doesn't mean you still feel the same. Okay,
Correct.
stretch. The next
Stretch.
verse, stretch.
Stretch.
Which move your body. He talks about it later in the song, so I'm not going to get on a soapbox about it. But you guys, the power of stretching, your muscles can literally like get atrophy and stop moving and get hardened if you don't stretch, especially your core. So whatever age you are, stretch your core, stretch your core.
I love these one word
Yeah,
piece of floss.
yeah.
Stretch.
And this is
Hello.
97. So I'm like,
Hello.
man, if we didn't like weren't obsessed about this enough now, like he was on to something.
We need
She
to.
was on to something who wrote it. Yes.
Here we go. Don't feel guilty if you don't know what to do with your life. The most interesting people I know didn't know at 22 what they wanted to do with their lives. Some of the most interesting 40-year-olds I know still don't. Ooh. Get plenty of calcium. Be kind to your knees. You'll miss them when they're gone.
Mm, yeah.
How much time do we spend stressing out over what am I going to do with my life?
Years, years. How much sleep do you have you lost in your life over this already? A ton. Like we can't really measure it because that feeling like it takes us over when we have it. So it's hard to really gauge, but right there, like come
Yeah.
on. You'll meet like a 60, 80-year-old who's still figuring out what they want to be when they grow up. And guess
I'm
what? That's their truth.
I'm 45. I'll be 46 in October. I still don't really know what I want to do with mine. Hello.
I'm 33. I just hit a reset button on a lot of things.
There you
Let's
go.
see how this goes.
Be kind to your knees, man. How many people do you know that blow their knees out?
Yeah.
You will definitely miss them when they're gone.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Courtney.
Okay. Maybe you'll marry. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll have children. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll divorce at 40. Maybe you'll dance the funky chicken on your 75th wedding anniversary. Whatever you do, don't congratulate yourself too much or berate yourself either. Your choices are half chance. So are everyone's else's.
Wow.
Love that.
Again, all that stress. We stress up, at 22. Are we going to marry? Are we going to have kids? Are we going to make it to our 75th wedding anniversary? Maybe you won't.
Yeah.
Whatever, don't
Mhm.
congratulate yourself too much or berate yourself either.
Yeah. Or maybe you get married and you're married for the 20 years and it doesn't work out and then you have to start over. Like it's still all out there for you.
Yes,
Doesn't mean that was
th-
your only shot. You have thousands of shots. You just got to open your
correct.
eyes.
I have to say, I think this is the longest song we've covered on this
I
because
think
we're still
so.
we're still going.
I was thinking about that. I was like, the actual lyrics might take up most
They're
episodes,
they're
but
taking up they're
rightfully
taking up a
so.
good chunk of time, but it's good sound advice, guys. By everyone's free to wear sunscreen. The sunscreen song by Boss Luhrmann. All
Yes,
right, here we
absolutely.
go. Enjoy your body. Use it every way you can. Don't be afraid of it or what other people think of it. It's the greatest instrument you'll ever own. Hmm.
Mhm.
Dance. Even if you have nowhere to do it but your own living room. Read the directions, even if you don't follow them. Do not read beauty magazines. They will only make you feel ugly.
I second that. I argued with that as a young teen girl. I was like, no, they give me a healthy body image. They do not, ladies, let me tell you. Young girls, drop it, put it down. You don't need to look like them. There's just the parts about how he breaks down your body. Like, I think he said it so beautifully. I can't really add to that except
It's
use it every
wonderful.
way you can. Dance, move, sleep, rest, like make love, like use it every way you can, but respect it too. Respect your body. You only get one.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Sorry. Kind of like I love that verse. Okay. Get to know your parents. You never know when they'll be gone for good. Be nice to your siblings. They're your best link to your past and the most likely people to stick around you in the future. Wow, I'm gonna take that.
Uh, I'll add a quick note here. Jesse Eisler was doing an interview, and he talks about this quite regularly. Think about how often you see your parents physically. Maybe they're in town, maybe they're not. Maybe they live far away, maybe they live in another country. How often do you see your parents?
Once a year.
Once a year. How much longer do you think they'll be alive? Let's just say they'll be alive till 70. How many years before they're 70?
9.
So in our head, we think we have 9 years with our parents, but the truth is, you only have 9 visits left. This is what Jesse
Yeah.
talks about, Jesse Eisler.
This one gets me every time. And that's
Yeah,
why I'm going back within the same year to see my mother a second time. Is this
yeah.
exact example of just when you put it in those terms, like
It's mind-boggling.
changes things.
It really does. It really does. Okay.
Okay.
Shake it off, Courtney.
I
You're
know.
okay. You're good. You're good.
I love you, Mama. Okay.
Okay. Here we go. Understand the friend under excuse me. Understand that friends come and go, but a precious few who should hold on.
Hmm.
Friends come and go. When we were teenagers, we used to think that those guys were gonna be there forever.
Best friends for life. Hashtag. Yeah.
BFF.
Yeah.
Think about that, but only a precious few will hold on. He goes
Hmm.
on to say, work hard to bridge the gaps in geography and lifestyle. For as the older you get, the more you need the people who knew you when you were young. Live in New York City once, but leave before it makes you hard. Live in Northern California once, but leave before it makes you soft.
I think he nails those last two lines, and there's nothing else to be said about that. But um,
I
the
will I
yeah.
will say this. So my friend Ken, my probably one of my oldest friends that I know. Like I met him in kindergarten 40 years ago, guys. 40 years ago. This is my friend that I've known for 40 years. We recently reconnected here in the North Texas area, and just like that, boom, he's a family friend. Not just my friend. Him and Jesse are Texan. He came to one of our Circle of Success meetings. He loved it. We get together, we hang out, we go to lunch with the family. After 40 years, this is a guy I've known for 40 years.
Hmm.
And man, that line right there,
Yeah.
you know, the more you need the people who knew you when you were young. He was talking to Jesse at our meeting. He's like, he used to do that in the first grade, and who knows that? No one knows that about me.
That was my favorite. Well, it was great meeting him in many ways, but yeah, it's just kind of he'd point out your tendencies or your instincts, or be like, he did that when he was a kid, and but you're standing in front of a room conducting, this awesome event, and it's like,
Correct.
well, he's polished it.
It's wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I just appreciate that. So
And
that
one
line
thing I
really hits
did,
home.
yes, thank you for just sharing him with us and sharing that. Did want to say, do you ever have a friend that you lost when you were young that you regret it now? And I'm kind of thinking for the advice for the younger ones who might lose a friend or have lost a friend and be sad about it. I just want you to hang tight. That's kind of where I'm coming from this question. But I'm
Well,
curious if Ricardo agrees.
so here's the thing. So Ken has been living up here in the Dallas, North Texas area for about 3 years now. And I had another friend that found me on Facebook that I also knew from grade school, from elementary. And we had always talked about getting together. Like he lived right over there off of 121 and Denton Tap Road, where I go get my hair cut. And he died before we got together. He died in
Mm.
a car accident. He had diabetes and was on his way to the hospital, and he died wreck in his car. They say that he passed away in his car trying to get himself to the hospital right here in Dallas. And when I heard that, I was just devastated because we had talked about getting together and I put it off. I put it off. I put it off. He lost access to his Facebook page and created a new one. And I automatically thought that someone hijacked his identity. So I didn't befriend the new Facebook page. And we never got together. And he's literally 20 minutes away from me. That's where I go get my hair cut off of 121 and Denton Tapper Drive. So as soon as I found out that news was when I text Ken and I was like, hey, we need to go ahead and get together. We need to go ahead and like, I'm serious. Tell me when. Let's set a date. Let's set a time. Let's set a place right now. And then when we met, he's like, what got into your, what escalated this? So I told him and I was like, dude, I can't let that happen again.
Yeah.
I can't let that happen again. So.
Yeah. Things you only learn going through them.
Correct.
Thank you. That was a lot of wisdom. Thank you for
sound advice there.
Yes. The next sound advice, which is on point, travel. The line or the verse that follows this says, accept certain inalienable truths. Prices will rise. Politicians will flounder. You too will get old. And when you do, you'll fantasize that when you were young, prices were reasonable, politicians were noble, and children respected their elders. Respect your elders.
I do that.
Yes.
I fantasize about when I was young. I was like, the politicians were noble and children used to respect their elders.
Let's pull a Jim Rohn. Was it really that different in that decade, or were things about the same?
They were about the same.
Yeah.
But man, it sure does seem like times are
Yeah.
changing.
It does.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's the respect your elders. That's a huge one. That's sound advice just for the
There
masses.
is libraries of wisdom within your grandparents' brains, within your friends' grandparents. Like you guys, you have no idea. And in Africa, they have an old proverb that says basically it's the equivalent of a library going up in flames whenever an elder passes away.
Oh
And I
wow.
love that analogy. So just even if it's just asking one more question to your grandma, one more question to your grandpa, whatever, and just see what you can learn because you have no idea. You have no idea.
No.
Ask,
None.
listen. Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
Don't expect anyone else to support you. Maybe you have a trust fund. Maybe you have a wealthy spouse, but you never know when either one might run out.
Correct. Boom. Yes.
Boom.
And even if they make a lot of money, if they manage it poorly, that's just as bad. So I didn't say
Correct.
that. Next verse says, don't mess too much with your hair. Or by the time you look 40, by the time you're 40, it will look 85. That is true. Be nice to your hair, ladies. I keep wanting to read farther. I'm sorry.
It's
I'll
okay.
let you.
I mean, hair. I mean, tell me
Okay.
about the hair, Courtney. Why do people
Okay.
mess too much with their hair?
I've been every single color of the book. I've been black, I've been red, I've been blonde. This is kind of roughly my natural color. And but I didn't know what my natural color was anymore. So I was like, well, let me find
Well,
out.
that's a problem.
Yeah, it had been that long. But I've experienced the different personality changes you get being a different color, and I love it. And so I kind of really laid into I was red for like 5 years. I was blonde for about 10. But I what it came from was trying to fit into what other people wanted me to be or these personas of other people. And having been every color of the rainbow, it's just kind of like, I think I want to be natural now. After like things like when you're picking makeup and you're trying to figure out your skin tone, ladies, like guess what color is the most complementative of your actual skin tone? It's going to be your natural hair color. And so there's just a lot of things I realized. Plus, I almost burned all my hair off because of a terrible
Another
bleaching
story.
accident. Yeah, so it's just there's a lot of things that like looking back, I would have been like, stop. And I just see a lot of girls doing that. And so
So
just
don't mess
think
with
on it.
your hair. Don't mess too much with your hair. So
Yeah.
that's sound advice, right?
Yeah, that is very sound advice.
Okay. Here we go. We're coming home. Be careful whose advice you buy, mm, but be patient with those who supply it. Advice is a form of nostalgia. Dispensing it is a way of fishing the past from the disposal, wiping it off, painting over the ugly parts, and recycling it for more than it's worth. Oh,
Whew. Yeah.
oh,
That yeah. Okay, let's unpack that. So I mean, the first line, be careful whose advice you buy.
bye.
You're not just
Mm,
listening to this innocently. You're
no,
buying it with your time and your mental energy,
you sure
especially if
are.
you hold on to it. But be patient with those who supply it. Okay. So that's saying you might not get the answer or the advice you need right away. Like there's so much in that one line. I need to write
There's a
that line
lot.
down.
There's a lot going on there. Dispensing it is a way of fishing the past from the disposal, wiping it off, painting over the ugly parts, and recycling it for more than it's worth.
Boom. Yeah.
To me, that means there's no new advice.
Mm-mm. No.
There's nothing new out there. It's just getting recycled over and over. We wipe it up, clean it off, polish it,
Yeah.
and serve it right back up as brand new.
And I know we joke about it, but it's like we scroll and we see these ads for these brand new coaching programs and things like that. Like, pause. If you're intrigued by those type things, because we are too, we get it. But like, you need to stop and look at what you do know. What do you
Correct.
already know that you're not doing? What books have you already read you haven't implemented? Like there's so much here.
What's
But
funny is he's making fun of himself because he's giving
yeah,
recycled advice. Dum dum.
yeah, I put that together. And then the last line, the most important advice. But trust me on the sunscreen.
Wow.
I love
Don't
how he
trust him
puts
on
that play
anything
on words,
else.
right?
Everything
That's the only
else
important
may
thing.
or may not be true. It may not matter. It may not be important, but trust him on the sunscreen.
This was such a good pick, Ricardo. I thank you
Yeah,
for
this was
introducing me
great.
to this one. Yeah,
This was Boz Luhrmann. Everyone's free to wear sunscreen.
man.
Down below, I will comment to the Apple Tunes link and the Spotify link so everyone can listen and read the lyrics.
Yeah,
This is a powerful song. Let me know what you guys think. Let us know what you think about this song. Do you have another song that you would like us to break down that's inspirational, motivational?
yeah,
Let
yeah.
us know. Let us know.
We want to know.
We definitely want to know what other great songs are out there that we need to unpack, discover, and really bring back to life.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep us
Man,
posted.
we're gonna have them. I can't wait till we have like enough songs done where we have this little soundtrack of uplifting, life changing songs. So by all
Ooh,
means, toss them our way if you have a song that just changed your life. We truly want to know and we want to listen.
correct. Definitely. Remember to subscribe, like and subscribe to podcast. Visit thepowerofmusicpodcast.com.
Mhm. Yeah,
Coming soon. Coming
and
soon.
always remember to be a force for good
A force for growth.
and a force for greatness.
Thanks
Thanks,
for tuning
everybody.
in, everybody. Let's do a little bit of a after show here.
Okay.
We're officially done recording with the podcast.
Okay.
Emile says she loved the song back in high school.
Oh, yeah, Emily. Hey, aw,
Emily, oh, I
Emily.
totally
Yeah,
butchered that.
she's an East Texas girl.
East
Emily,
Texas
East
girl.
from Longview. So anyway, I'm
I
butchering
am.
those names. So anyway,
I'm a Longview boy.
Emily had some good taste in music. Yeah,
Yeah. So Emily,
we used to
drop
run
down
around
in the
together.
comments. What other song do you miss from the '90s? The '90s were a great time for music.
The 90s were one of the best musical time frames ever. Yeah, she said
Oh,
Tyler.
Tyler in the house. Yeah.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
used to, in fact, that's where I used to see her was going to East Texas for our business meetings once a month. So, I
I
miss
used to
you,
drive
Emily.
out to Tyler from Longview to go to Outlaws on Thursday
Oh,
nights.
pretty. Maybe, Emily, did we ever go to Outlaws? I think that was one.
This was way before. This
We
was
did
like
some partying back
1995.
there.
This was like 1995, Courtney.
I
How
was
old were
only
you in
like 10 years.
1990?
Oh,
I
well,
doubt.
I graduated in '06, but yeah, I was about to say it was around 2010, 2011 that maybe '09 that I was like running around out there and with that crowd. So,
Yeah, it was
you're
the
good
good times.
girls. Yeah,
Music is powerful, though, Courtney.
it is. It
It's a
is.
powerful genre. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, this was a nice little after hours catching up with some good
Yes.
East Texas folk.
Yeah. They're the best one. No, that was before you, Courtney.
It was a
Thank you
wild
for
club.
clarifying that.
It
Oh,
was wild out
I
there.
can't remember any of the clubs we'd hit up out there.
It was before
They
your
were
time.
fun
I
though.
told you it was before your time.
Yeah.
Good times though. All right, guys.
Oh,
Have a
love it.
great day. This was an early morning episode recorded at
Yeah.
6:30. Don't
What do y'all think?
worry.
Do y'all like it?
I like the 6:30 time.
I do too. As soon as I'm up,
It's
I
nice.
like it.
I'm fixing to head out to go to Orange Theory, go work out, get those splats, build these muscles, trim up.
Are you liking it? You
I'm
like or
loving
give
it.
us honest feedback on Orange Theory.
It's great. It's fantastic. It gets me out there, it gets me moving, and I'm exercising more than I have in my 40s.
It's held your interest for months. Like that's kind of a thing I've noticed is you're still just as into it as when you got started. So that
It's a
says
big
something.
deal. I'm definitely enjoying it.
Well, good.
So this is like a
Well,
little morning hour. I'm gonna have
I
to bring some
know,
coffee for the next time.
right?
Especially we're done recording the podcast, which will be uploaded to Apple, Spotify, all that. I'm editing and producing, just commissioned the theme song now. So all these podcasts will be up on iTunes, Spotify, Google Music, all the works.
Brought to you by the Force for Growth Network. I love
Boom.
this. Yes, boom. This
Bump.
is just yeah, we're bringing it all together. So y'all let us know what y'all think on all of our little projects. But
For sure.
we'll figure out. We need to do a Courtney coaching sesh after show one time so they can see how real we have to get with each other to
To get it done.
to get it done. Yeah, I was about to say that. But y'all throw out any ideas of any fun, anything y'all want us to talk about. We're
For
open to.
sure. For sure.
So,
We're fixing to start our book club next week.
oh yes, Leaders Eat Last by Simon Sinek, the very handsome Simon. Okay,
So message us
credit,
if you need details on book club. It is at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's just how it is, guys.
and it's not negotiable.
It's not negotiable. That's the time. And I'm fixing to launch a 2 weeks to 6 a.m. course
Hmm,
slash program to get
you
people
are?
moving and going. We're gonna
I
work
like
on
that.
energy, love, and work. We're gonna get all these pre-input wins. We're gonna go to bed early, implement a digital sunset, all these things.
Yeah, I've been thinking about you at night on the digital sunset. Now, I've not done it yet. So, if y'all, does anyone else do a digital sunset where you put up your screens from X amount to X time in the morning? If you do, tell me
Comment
more.
below. So
Yeah.
this is all the screens. This is TV, computers, phones, watches, anything that has a battery goes
Yeah.
off. Well, not just a battery, but anything that has a battery or is plugged into the wall goes off.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah. Anyway, I need it.
All
The reason
right.
I'm hesitating is because I know I need it. So, that's why.
Well, the harder it is, the more you have to stick to the protocol.
Mhm.
The worse
Yep.
you feel, the more committed you have to be to the protocol.
Yep. Ain't that the truth?
And so, all right, guys, thank you
Yes.
so much for tuning in for the after show
Yes.
with Ricardo and Courtney.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll be back on Monday.
Yeah. See you guys then.
Bye.
Bye.